Seven Lions Beyond the Veil. First Seven Lions album in 10 years of him making music on Ophelia Records. We got the Seven Lions jersey on, repping Ophelia, like I said before. It's just a vibe here, guys. We got 28 viewers in the chat. That's almost a record for the chat. So obviously this is gonna go on YouTube. So if you guys want to get your high chats out of the way, heard tons of great things about this album, and overall just super excited to get into it. The singles have been nothing short of impressive. All three of them have been fantastic so far. So I think it really sets the tone for what we're going to get with this. And I know I've heard a lot of people saying it's pretty different too. So obviously down to hear some new stuff. So let's get into it. We've got Prologue to start. Not sure. I mean, it's probably just gonna be an intro sequence, but let's get into it. Prologue. Seven Lions album time, baby. Clean stuff. That's so nice, dude. I'm not normally one for album intros, but like the attention to detail and the mixing. Yup, alright. We got some nice little synths in there. Are we gonna get a drop? That's unique. Nice. Very wide soundscape there. Yeah, I don't really like to comment too much on intro and outro sequences because I'm not really one that likes to listen to full albums. I don't really do that often. So, yeah, don't really ever really revisit intro and outro sequences that often. But for an intro sequence, I think it does its job. Sets the tone pretty well of what we're going to expect. Seems like might be more of a, seems like lots of open soundscapes and just really great sounds on display. Super clean. Yeah, there's not really much else to say there. This gets a certified rating of good intro out of 10. You are 100% correct. I think we did that. I think we did that last time. I did that for Trivecta, if I'm not mistaken. We did a good outro out of 10. So that's going to get a good intro out of 10. Seven Lions out of 10. This is a great intro out of 10. I don't know if it's a great intro. I think it's a good one, though. It definitely sets the tone pretty well. We've heard Call on Me before. We've all heard Call on Me. I've never said anything about it on the channel because I was in Chicago when it came out. I didn't stream that weekend, so we'll reserve my thoughts, but I think based on my reaction, you guys will see how much that I thoroughly enjoy this song. My opinions have changed on it. I didn't like it that much when it came out, but I'm not going to be able to wipe the smile off my face. This is going up. This is going up. Fantastic vocal. The atmospheres are absolutely insane on this tune.
Just know that you can call me when you're feeling low, when you listen home.
Just, oh my god, the goosebumps, dude. It's euphoria at its finest, man. Definition of euphoria. Oh my god, it just puts you in your feels, dude. Fantastic percussion, too. Alright, drop one, let's go. Oh my god. dude, the sound design on that. Love this section here. Nice little synth there too, add some flavor. Yo. That's about as perfect as a song can get. Idea doesn't do too much, but man. Alright, this part right here is the best part of a song I've heard in 2022 right here. Oh my god. That makes me want to tear up, bro. That's so fucking beautiful. Love that little pause there. Kind of slows it down. I'm just gonna be flat out honest. Songs have no business being that good. So I guess if it wasn't obvious enough by my reaction, one of my favorite songs this year, and I'd be hard pressed to say that if I did a best songs of 2022 list right now, that would probably be number one. I've found myself listening to that probably almost every day. And when I initially heard it, I was like, dude, I don't know how great that really is. And literally just over the month of October, something has clicked. And it's been on repeat, nonstop. Something in me just learned to appreciate this, and it's the one more day of 2021 for me. You know, a song that I first heard initially wasn't too hot on it, and then it just something clicked. Yeah, it's probably the highest rated song since we started streaming. I'm happy I didn't do a reaction to it though, because I would have been like, dude, there's nothing special about this. This is like a 7. No. That's a 9.9 out of 10. I'm just going to be honest. I think the only possible thing that I can find an issue with is that I would have liked the drop idea to just have a little bit more flavor, but it's already got so much. I'm just nitpicking. At that point. Yeah. One of my favorite songs this year, hands down. Absolutely no complaints with it at all. I mentioned it while the song was playing. Those freaking saw stabs right before, like that saw build up right before the second drop. I don't think a part of a song has made me feel like I do when I listen to that since like 2020. There were a lot of songs that did that in 2020, but I haven't really heard anything in 2021 or 2022 that's made me feel the way I do when I listen to that. It's incredible, man. Top-notch stuff from Seven Lions. Might be one of my favorites from him ever. Don't know if it tops the likes of First Time and Island and whatnot, but I'd probably put it top 5 for sure, 100%. So it's like Trivecta's album where the first song is one of the best. It's like, how much better can this get? So we'll find out. We've got Every Time. Like I said, yeah, we'll listen to this one as well. I did a reaction to this one, but let's have some fun listening to Every Time. We all know this one too. Really great filtered synths there. I don't know, they're not really filtered, but kind of more subdued. Just so much cool shit, dude. Really nice vocal too. Alright. Fantastic verses. I said a ton in my old video, but drop one. Tons of impacts. Really love the art there. Really love the way the vocals work, the drops there too. Really solid drop one. Drop two though. So fucking good, man. Oh, right here? The percussion work. Yeah, it's just super unique for Seven Lions. Him doing dubstep on a solo song. So fucking good. Yep, it's just solid. Harp again. I feel like this part kind of does drag on a little bit, but I feel like it's not too long. But this outro right here. So gorgeous. Just fantastic. Unique instrumentation on display. Yeah. My view has kind of changed since the video though. I'm not as crazy on it as I used to be. It's kind of an opposite of Call on Me. I think when I first listened to Call on Me, I was like, it's alright. Call on Me is now one of my favorite tunes. Every time, if you watched my video before, I was absolutely mind-fucked when I first heard it. I think that might have been a little bit to do with the excitement of a new Seven Lions album. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the first drop really has a super impactful sound and whatnot, and the verses are really nice. I think that the first drop I just wish it had a little bit more, right? I think it's just like sort of thing. Just a constant kind of sound, and I think it could benefit from some fills, some ways to make things a little unique. And I think the second drop definitely goes for that for sure. The last section before the intro kind of makes it a little too long in my eyes, but overall I still think it's a really good song. Just haven't listened to it as much as I thought I would though. When I gave it like I think I gave it like a 9.5 when I first listened to it. I think it's probably an 8.5 now. Second drop definitely elevates it for sure. One of my favorite drops that he's done, just super unique. And yeah, it just hasn't been one I've listened to as much as I thought I would. I still find times to listen to it, but just not as much as I anticipated for sure. But it's still very good. But yeah, let's get into Between. First of the new songs. Nice chord progression there. That brings the euphoria. Ooh, nice little sound choice there. Very similar to Call on Me in terms of vocalists. Nice. Good little melody there. Ooh. I don't know where this is gonna go. I don't know where this is gonna go. It kind of gives me a little bit of trancey vibes here so far. I just don't know where it's gonna go. Oh, dude. Oh, nice synth in the back. Yeah. That's unique, dude. That's fun. I like that. Bringing in the violins, I respect that. Nice. Yeah, this is just really beautiful. Yeah. That was tugging on the heartstrings there a little bit. Just so clean, man. Dude, that's synth, man. Damn, dude. That's unique for him. Can't say I expected that. Damn, okay. I'm shocked. That's surprisingly good, dude. I've been into a lot of melodic sort of down-tempo stuff recently. And that kind of fits right up my alley, man. That was really good. Definitely I've been trying to explore more into that down tempo, like sort of chill scene, and yeah, dude, wow. I don't even know where to begin with that. It was just really nice and to see him kind of branch out and try some different things with that one, kind of go for more of a little down tempo sort of sound. The mixing was fantastic on that. And I think that's the big thing with those down tempo tunes. I think that you got to get the mixing top notch because there's not a lot of elements on display and it's just a super open soundscape. So you got to make sure the mixing's good. And that was top notch, dude. Really great synths in the drop and the way that the vocals kind of soared over the track. Yeah, he did a fantastic job with that one. That's definitely innovative for him for sure, and that's a great way to switch things up on an album. I think a lot of people would come in expecting melodic dubstep and these huge melodic dubstep bangers because it's Seven Lions, but at the end of the day, that really works. That really works, and I think that's a great job for him to kind of innovate and try something new. And with his mixing, he can really do anything, and it'll probably work. I think that's going to be a grower for sure. I think I'm going to give that an 8.5 for now. I think that's about on par with every time. Again, obviously the melodic dubsteps and whatnot are going to be those 9s and 10s, but I think about, with a melodic, chill, down-tempo style song, something that I'm trying to get on board with, that I'm not too on board with yet, that definitely fits right up my alley for sure. So definitely love the innovation of him trying something new, and I think it really works here. So, but all right, so Someday, uncredited vocalist. I'm pretty sure from what I've heard, there's a vocalist. I tried to avoid spoilers as much as possible, but I think from what I've heard, there's a vocalist. I don't know, so we'll see. We'll hop into Someday here, and we'll see what we think. Where are we going with this one?
So sure that we were crazy.
Oh, dude!
Trapped in disbelief. So
That's synth work, man. Yeah, this one's going up. You can already tell this one's gonna be good.
I know the heavy clouds are pouring, but maybe there's a part beyond the shroud worth knowing.
Nice vocal melody, dude.
I don't wanna slip away. Tell me that you feel the same.
Oh, yo! vocal's so good.
You might miss the light, so take your time.
Yo, dude!
Rise someday you'll look back and miss tonight.
Oh, dude, nice automation.
Someday, oceans of silver light.
Let's go, dude.
Someday you might miss tonight. Someday
Yo, dude, that vocal melody's so good.
might miss the light.
Yeah, it's so good.
Someday
Yeah, that's so good. Dude, this build up. Alright, let's see what drop 2 is like.
I can't miss tonight.
Alright. Okay. Kind of an interesting outro here. Kind of seems like it leads into the next song. All right. Interesting thoughts on that one. I saw a lot of people saying stuff along the lines of the drop sounds very similar to First Time. And I gotta agree with that. I think that the overall structure of the drop of ba 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 da ba ba, like it's very like not necessarily the chord progression, but just overall the structure sounds very similar to First Time. So it's kind of feels a little familiar, and I think that the drop, I don't know. My ears kind of just are unreliable when it comes to judging this. I feel like the sound design for the drop didn't feel as full as perhaps say for like Call on Me or Every Time. Like it didn't feel like really as full, I guess. But overall, I think that was like, dude, those verses, bro, like the vocals on that were absolutely nuts, dude. And then the build-ups is just pure Seven Lions with like the fluttering synths, and yeah, that was just absolutely insane. Shout out, I'm reading the chat. Shout out Francis Carroll, or however you pronounce that. Dude did a fantastic job. Surprised he went uncredited on that. Yeah, that was those verses were absolutely insane, and I think the drop was still very good. I don't know, just maybe gonna have to get some more time with that drop for sure, but would have liked to see maybe a little bit more experimentation with that and kind of you know switching things up. Well, not necessarily switching things up, but just felt a little familiar. I think verses wise, that's some of the best. Those verses are some of the best I've heard this year, though. I think that's probably gonna be a 9 so far. We'll have to see where things go. But verses wise alone, man, those absolutely carried. Those were incredible. We'll get listening to the next song. We got Miss You, Seven Lions, Gigi McGree. Let's get into it. We have a female vocalist.
You're making me feel feel like home.
Nice, dude, so far. Nice little vocal performance so far.
I'm slowly
Ooh, kind of stripping it down. Okay.
Triggers out this. Would you change your mind? 'Cause I miss you. I miss you, I do.
The verse production is so good, man. You can immediately tell it's Seven Lions right away.
I miss you, I do.
Yeah. fantastic verse production there. Okay, I was kind of expecting it to be a little bit more of a down-tempo one, but seems like it's picking up in tempo. Drop one, let's see what's up.
Would you change your mind?
Okay. Nice harps and sound effects in the fills. Nice use of fills, yep.
You're making me feel so alone.
That one's interesting. It's kind of weird because, like, it feels like it wants to be a bigger, more grand sound, but it also kind of feels subdued at the same time. It's definitely unique for sure. I think I'd definitely have to give that one more listens.
Change your mind. 'Cause I miss you.
Yeah.
I miss you, I do.
Really love, like, the filtered sort of drums there as well. Sounds really nice.
Would you change your mind?
Okay. Yeah, I can dig that. Yeah, you know what? That makes me really appreciate the first drop more. When the second drop's always different. Little sort of melodic mid-tempo sound, I can respect that.
Would you change your mind?
That lead in the back. All right. Very full sound.
Your heart is a hard thing to hold, but without it, don't. Why you sitting right there?
Love the extended outros too.
In the world like you ain't there. What if
All right, dude. I appreciate that. I think I mentioned this in drop 2, but I think when you do a really unique style drop idea and take a little risks, obviously it's gonna take some time to get used to, but I definitely think it helps when there's another drop in there that's a little bit more familiar, as it kind of brings you back to the track, right? Gives you more listens and it gives you more time to get used to that first one. The first drop's really unique for sure. It kind of goes for this really slow, because the track feels like it's in like close to like 110 BPM, sort of, kind of in that mid-tempo range. And yeah, it feels like very subdued, but at the same time, it also feels like it kind of wants to go for that super impactful melodic dubstep sound. So it's a really interesting sound there for sure. Definitely gonna have to give it a couple more listens, but the ARP sort of lead that plays throughout drop 1 is fantastic. Love that element there. And then yeah, drop 2 is kind of something more that a sound that we're a little bit more familiar with, you know, brings the melodic mid-tempo sort of sound, super full sound design. The sound design was fantastic on that second drop. And yeah, just great fills overall in the drops as well. And yeah, sound placement was really great as well. In the verse production, you know, you've got that repeating lead in the back there, kind of filtered. That works really well, gives you that 7 lines sort of feel. And Gigi McGree with a great vocal performance. So yeah, overall, I think that's one I'm definitely going to want to give another chance for sure, though. But yeah, definitely another unique track off that album. And just love to see him taking some risks and trying some new stuff. I think I'm going to give that... I think we'll go with an 8 for now. Second drop's fantastic, but I think it's just going to take some time to get used to. We've got Beyond the Veil. Little JT Roach single. Let's go into JT Roach Beyond the Veil. The title track.
City lights, they hide the stars, but they watch us from afar. So every night, they're ours to find.
Seems like we've kind of got a recurring theme on this album. Very emotional, sort of down-tempo feel in the verses. Really nice.
Beyond the veil, we'll make heaven of hell. Beyond the veil.
Nice vocal melody by JT Roach. He always performs some great, has some great vocal performances. I don't know where this one's gonna go either. Maybe more of like a chill. Ooh. That's such a 7-line sound, man. Nice lead in the back there too. That adds a ton. Okay, I can dig that. Really great sound in the back there. All right, kind of more of like a little down-tempo style house tune. I can dig it. Really great, like I said, really great production, really great construction overall. The repeating synth adds a ton as like the main element. Really great percussion as well. The percussion's been fantastic on this album so far. Ooh. That's clean, dude. And then you kind of go back to that 4 on the floor feel. All right. Reminds me a lot of like Back to the Start by Trivecta a little bit. Yeah. Nice little impact there. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know what to think about that one. Beyond the Veil with JT Roach. That one's an interesting one for sure. Not sure it's necessarily, like I said, I'm trying to get into that melodic down-tempo kind of sound. Wouldn't say it's my favorite off the album for sure. I think the vocal performance by JT Roach is really nice, and it goes for what it wants to be, you know, like that melodic down-tempo style tune. Production's fantastic. I just wasn't entirely engrossed by the 4 on the floor sound there. I really liked it when it kind of went to that halftime style sound, and you know, it's not like it added a little bit of impact to it, right? And kind of switched things up a little bit, and then it kind of went back to that 4 on the floor sound. And overall, I think it was pretty nice, but yeah, just not really my style of tune. I'm trying to get into stuff like that for sure, but I think we'll just go for a rating here. I think we'll give that one a 7 for now. Still a playlist ad. I think all of these have been playlist ads so far, but definitely one I think I'm going to want to give another chance for sure. I just wish that it kind of dove a little bit more into that halftime sound. I really enjoyed the halftime sound with the synth there. But let's hop into Before You with Dia Frampton. Dia Frampton's always doing some great vocal performances in the melodic dubstep world, so we'll see if she's on another 150 BPM sort of melodic bass tune.
If I die, you'll keep
Okay, just vocals.
inside your mind. Die before you, it won't be a goodbye. Don't mean to sound so dark or cold, but I think about the
That's a
same
nice
alone.
vocal.
I swear, maybe they will come and take us both. But
Ooh, I like the groove in that.
low, give me rest in my life. When I wake up in the dark, I'm
Dude, this has got some swing to it. You can hear the kind of sounds a little trancey in the back there. Don't know where this one's gonna go. All right, drop one. Nice fills, dude. Alright. Interesting. Really great verses. And nice fills in the drop with the percussion. I just kind of wish the idea was a little bit more ambitious, man. Alright. We'll see drop 2. We'll see if any little switch up maybe. Yeah, I don't know, I kind of need more from that idea, man. Just like, bam, bam, bam. Nice fills, though. And nice sound design, too, but... Ooh. And then you got, like, a nice adventurous outro like this, like... I kind of wish the drops reflected that. That's really nice. That outro is really nice. I don't know how I feel about that one. I think, like, in 2022, I think that the sound is starting to get a little stale. I think a lot of people are kind of just doing, you know, very similar things. The drops are starting to sound a little similar, and the ideas aren't really... I think ideas are starting to become more and more important to me as time goes on. Yeah, I just feel like that idea wasn't really adventurous enough. I think it could have worked a lot better if you maybe decide to take a little bit of a different route, you know, melody change or little different structure in the second drop. But I think with a 2-drop song with the same idea, and the idea... it just felt a little stale in my opinion. But sound design was great, and I loved the swing in the verses. The verses were fantastic, but yeah, I don't know. Just wish that there was a little, the drop took a little bit more risk there. I think that's probably 7.25 out of 10. Kind of feels like an album track, if I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, I don't know what. There's not much else to really say on that one. Just not one that I'm too fond of, to be honest. So, yeah, let's hop into Never Learn. Heard lots of good things about some of these last ones, so we'll take a listen and see what it sounds like. Yeah, it kind of leans into the outro from the last one. Okay.
Pick your pretty sound all the way.
Ooh.
Fragile if you act tough. Show them all
Really grand verse sound. I appreciate that.
I should've known everything. I should've known.
That vocal soars over the top of that. That is really nice.
And if the rain comes, will I miss watching our cities burn?
The verse production's very unique, but it's still very Seven Lions. I like it.
Watching our cities
Like that little toy box kind of sound in the back. I dig that. All right, drop one.
swear to God I never.
Oh,
Swear to God I never.
that is sick. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. See, this is what happens when you take chances, man. There's gonna be some that aren't as great, but then you got songs like that one. That is a completely unique sound, and that's solid, man. I like that. Really beautiful verses. I love that release there. That's so cool. All right, drop two. Let's see what we get.
Swear to God I never.
That's so creative. That part right there is so cool. I love that like lead there that he's going with. Okay, pretty sudden ending. Like I mentioned, man, when I was listening to that, when you take chances, sometimes there's gonna be ones that just don't really, that you know, the ideas don't really stick with some people, and that's fine. But man, that's a little nice, creative, unique idea there by him. I really appreciate that. It's got that, you know, melodic, bassy, melodic dubstep sort of sound, but just like the cutoffs and just the way that the drop was structured, I think sound design really made that an interesting, unique idea. That's definitely going to be one. I think that's also going to be a grower, but that's already one I'm pretty big on. That was extremely creative, super unique, and I think the idea works really well. And I love, like, and it works. I think the drop has its impact, but it also really works with the sort of subdued nature that the verses are going for. I see Will in the chat commenting on the creativity. It's unique, man. That's awesome. It's great to see, especially in the melodic dubstep scene, man. You know, I think it needs a little bit of innovation, and to do something like that, and it works, man. I think it works. I think that's an 8.5, dude. I think that's an 8.5. That was super unique, and the sound just worked, man. I think that's one I'm definitely going to find myself re-listening to over and over again. That was fantastic. We've got a familiar one. We got Stop Thinking with Lights. I did a reaction to this one on stream before. I didn't really find the time to make a video of it, but we've all heard it. Let's listen to it. Let's enjoy it.
I'm sorry, I can't find all sorry.
So good. Fantastic vocal performance by Lights. Really great atmosphere created in the verses. But the build-up is the special part.
Really gonna know me.
Like the lead in the back there. Great melody.
Stop trying to hold on forever.
That part, I love that vocal part right there. Alright, turn up the volume.
Stop thinking you can make it better.
So special, man. Just so freaking good. Yeah. It's probably the safest song on the album we've heard so far. But dude, that build up alone, man, so special. Such a special tune. Kind of like how the vocal changes too. Like she changes the lyrics here. I always like that when they do that and they don't kind of just go back to the same hook. Alright. And then I like this part, kind of fades out a little bit. Really nice snare here too. Let's go! Love the octave change in that build up there, or the fake out. I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah. Just solid stuff, man. Fantastic outro here too. Yeah. Alright. So I've kind of already gone over my thoughts on stream about what I think about this song, but dude, it's 7 lines in full flow, man. You've got just the absolute euphoria of the verses and those super grand builds that just absolutely max out the euphoria levels of the tune already. Then you got the drops to match them. Like, I don't have a complaint about this song. It's one of those ones where I've got nothing wrong with it. Genuinely nothing wrong. Can't even really nitpick it. I think the only thing I guess I could say is I guess maybe what the idea could have... It sounds very familiar of a sound, but I mean, dude, the build-up alone kind of sets it apart as pretty unique. So not a lot of songs have those massive build-ups, and I'd love to see that more in EDM, man. I'd love to see, you know, people kind of lean into that sound a little bit more. Overall, I think that one's a... I don't remember what I gave it on stream, but I think it's probably the second best off the album so far, I think. Yeah, I think that's probably a 9.25. I think Some Days verses are probably still... dude, I think Call on Me's verses are still better, but... Some Days verses are incredible, but I think the drop on Stop Thinking puts it up a little bit. Just feels a little bit more full, and overall is just a fantastic track overall. I don't think anyone has an issue with that one. Falling Fast with Gigi McGree. We got, like, it looks like the last of the real songs off the album. Also heard some good things about this one too, so we'll have to see what we got here. Second Gigi McGree feature on the album. Dude, this sounds like it's gonna be very traditional Seven Lions. All the atmospheres, man. Absolutely incredible. Ooh, that's nice. Really nice twinkly sort of lead there. Nice vocal. Let's go. This one's gonna be good. Oh, dude. Oh. Ooh, okay. This is like a little outro sequence of the drop, or are we heading into something new? Ooh, nice little stripping down of the elements there. Let the vocals shine, I like that. Ooh. Oh, that's cool. That's unique. Oh, dude. Nice little build-up section here. Fantastic percussion as always. Love those almost reminds me of like synth-wavy sort of with those sounds. Alright, let's see drop 2. Let's see what we got. I don't know, I kind of wish there was a little bit more. It kind of reminds me of Alchemy by Far Out. With like the bum bum sort of sound. Really grand sound here. I don't know, man. I feel like the melodic dubstep drops kind of fall a little bit short on this album, man. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if that's just is that just a take from me, or I feel like I feel like the impact's kind of holding. Yeah, like Will, I was just about to say that. I feel like the impact's just not really as present maybe as I was expecting, but um yeah, I don't know how I'm really feeling about that one. I think the elements are there for sure, and I think the verses are so unique on that, man. Like that build up into the second drop was fantastic, but um yeah, I don't know. I guess I never really thought I'd be saying on a Seven Lions project that the drops would be the things that would be falling short, but um I just feel like I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain like the lead like the bun, dun, like it's very familiar to Alchemy by Far Out, so it kind of just reminds me a lot of that. But I guess it's not the idea that it didn't really take a lot of risk. It sounded somewhat unique, I guess, but I just kind of wish the impact was there to match it. But it's still good. I don't think there's any inherent complaints that I have with it, but I think that this was the one that everyone was hyping up a lot, and I don't know how much I am infatuated. Like, it's really good, but I just don't know. Like, in terms of Seven Lions standards, like I expect 9.5s and 10s. I think that was probably like an 8.5 maybe. I think I'd probably give it that. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, okay. I guess we'll head into Henosis here, and then I can kind of give my final thoughts on the album. But all right, we'll see. Kind of creates a very melancholy Always love the orchestral elements, as always. Very emotional for sure. That's a very nice album outro. I like that. It kind of leaves it as if it's got this very melancholy sort of sound, like almost the idea that like you've just like finished the journey sort of thing, and like it's coming to an end. That's a great outro, man. That's actually probably great outro out of 10. I think that did a really good job at encompassing and kind of closing things off. And because a lot of people will kind of exit their outros on like a really uplifting and happy note, and this one kind of almost takes it on more of a like a sadder sort of approach. That was interesting. Yeah, I guess like I said, outro sequences and whatnot, not really much else to say, but I think I'd give that a great outro out of 10. That was a fantastic outro, dude. I was kind of getting lost in that if it wasn't obvious, but kind of, yeah, it's a journey's end, but it's not a happy one. I agree with that. It feels like, you've gone on this like really happy trip and it's coming to an end. Like, I kind of like that. I kind of like going for that vibe. Like, cause like I said, a lot of people go for these super go lucky, like end the album on like a really positive, like uplifting note. And it's just kind of like, it just goes straight for the emotions. I love that. I guess I'll give my thoughts on the album as a whole. I'm kind of conflicted. I think it's gonna be one where you'd have to ask me in about a month or two what I think about the album. And obviously, we've got until December before I do my official ranking of songs throughout the year. But I'm just in this kind of conflicted state where I don't really know how to feel about it so far. I think the album certainly goes for a lot of risks and it tries some new things for him. I think he definitely wanted to go for more of an atmospheric sort of vibe with the verses, and I think he accomplished that really well. The verses and the vocal performances were definitely some highlights for me for sure, but I think in terms of the drops, I think that there are some fantastically unique ideas like Between and Never Learn was super unique. Like you've got these drops that go for something completely different than Seven Lions, and they worked really well. And I definitely want to give him credit for him taking the risks on the album like he did, because those were some of my favorite tunes. But in terms of the songs like Someday and Before You and Falling Fast, I think those are ones that he kind of wanted to return to more of a familiar sound. And I don't know, I wish that it had the impact to match that. And I think it definitely could have elevated some of the ideas for sure. Like I think you had a I think it was Miss You, like the sort of mid-tempo-y one. I think that one was you know, I think the first drop's going to take some time to get used to, but that one was one I really appreciated, you know, kind of going for that first drop and then bringing the second drop back. It had the impact there, but brought in two unique drops, and it make, you know, I do kind of want to up my rating on that, but we will keep it like that for now. The first drop kind of did catch me a little off guard still, but in terms of the drops that kind of returned to that melodic dubstep sound, I kind of feel like it felt very subdued in a way. I think that the impact, I think maybe going for a little bit more impact, especially on maybe Before You and Someday, I think could have benefited from having a little bit more of a rounded, impactful sound. And I think that definitely could have benefited the tracks for sure. And I agree with you, Anonymous Human, for sure. I don't think that the intention of this album was to have some super insane drops, and I don't know if I was really necessarily expecting that, but I think that it kind of just throws me off a little bit because it feels like it wants to be something more, and it just doesn't feel as fulfilling as a track. But I think in terms of the overall album experience, I definitely did enjoy it for sure. And overall, I think it was definitely a pleasurable album experience for sure. Do I think it's the best album this year? I think I did enjoy Trifectas a little bit more if we're going to do some comparing. I think that but I think Seven Lions really took a lot of risks on this, and I think overall I think it was a fantastic little experience to listen to him and see him kind of evolve his sound and try to see what direction he wants to head into. So I'm really interested to see how that would reflect in the live show, because he's obviously going to tour for this album, right? So I'm super excited to see kind of how he's going to shape the show and work in some of these more down-tempo, emotional songs. But yeah, kind of a conflicting opinion to start. It's not necessarily one that I think is bad, but I think that's a good thing that you have people not just immediately saying it was a fantastic album right away, because if it was, maybe you took it a little too safe, right? I think for, you know, the melodic dubstep community, they definitely deserve to have a little bit of a switch up. And yeah, I'm super excited to listen to a lot of these songs and give my opinions in, you know, a month or two. I think that's going to be super dope to eventually see how I feel about these songs, which ones evolve on me, right? So we're going to have to see. But overall, yeah, super interesting listen.